One of our biggest challenges was making enough space in the bedrooms. Let me show you what we did here. You watched us design and build this house in 150 days, but the work is far from over. We're about to jump into my favorite part of the process of bringing all this together. Join me for an exclusive look right here on ehowhome. Well, this is one of the rooms of the house that sort of gave me fits in terms of the design. I wanted all of the rooms to have natural light. And in this bedroom for my nephew, we were able to bring natural light into this room through dormer windows. If you look outside the house, you can see the dormers, and from here you can see the inserts here and here that bring the natural light into this space. Now, this room from this wall to this wall is 9 feet wide, and it's 17 feet this way, so it's almost twice as long as it is wide, so that in itself created a little bit of a challenge. These dimensions made it a very long and narrow room. The other challenge was, well, the roof line itself. If you recall from the view outside, you know the roof has a very steep pitch on it, and that's what you're seeing here. This is in line with the pitch of the room. And then from that dormer to this dormer back to the wall creates a pocket for a closet here. It's low, but there's a lot of space in there, and that's the closet for this bedroom. Now what we did is we used beadboard for the closet door just to match the beadboard for the walls and the ceiling here. In some of the other rooms we used the pine planks run on the horizontal, but here in this room I decided to use beadboard. It has a charming sort of late 19th century sort of feel. Now this beadboard actually came in sheets, 4x8 sheets like plywood. It's not beadboard in that you would lay these two boards together and nail them up all the way around the room. They weren't strips, came in sheets from Lumber One. And if you like beadboard and you like this look, I would love to get your comments on it. Just post them here. Now, what we did is we colored the walls here a soft green. I wanted it to be as restful as possible. And what we used on the walls is a color called Sweet Caroline. Then on the ceiling, I used a slightly lighter shade, one called Stolen Moments. Both of these colors are from Benjamin Moore. The trim in here, of course, is Snow White from Benjamin Moore. And then that brings us to the floor. The floor throughout the house is painted that wonderful dark black bean soup, which is actually a floor paint, and it's over pine planks. And then what I have here is this sisal rug. I love these natural rugs, and this came from Lumber One, and it fits this room beautifully. And you see it has a canvas border all the way around it. When you walk into this room, of course, the first thing you see is the bed and this wall and composition. So it's really the focal point. So what we have here is a queen size bed, and what I love is that we found this headboard at Salvation Army for 20 bucks and had it covered, and I think it looks really good. So we've dressed the bed with colors that work with the wall color, popping the color a little bit like with the whale pillow and some of these diversions from the exact color or tone of the wall. And I think that's important. I don't like things that are too matchy-matchy. And then as far as art goes, this is just a blow-up of a 19th century apple from one of those copper plate engravings, as is this big landscape. This is actually an 18th century drawing of the Palace of Versailles landscape and grounds, but it was just a small picture that was blown up at a graphics reproduction house, and then I just framed it with some molding that I picked up at Lumber One. And then over here, this little nightstand, I always like to throw in an antique. And here we have a couple in the room. This little nightstand, I think is perfect for books. It's always nice to have some fresh flowers and plants around. And then this lamp was found at a secondhand store. It was kind of a yellow color. Didn't really work in the room. We needed some of that intense blue to pop with these colors. And so this is called Tropical Oasis. It's a spray paint from Valspar, and I think it just worked out great. And just a simple sort of cream colored lampshade. All right, now let's take a look over here at this wall. As this is a bedroom, we of course needed a dresser, and I love this piece. This is from the Paul Michael Company, and it's made from recycled, reused wood. And I love the sort of coarse paint finish on it. And there are a lot of drawers here, as you can see, so there's a good bit of storage in this. There are also a pair of nightstands made from the same materials and actually use those inside the dormer area. So there's additional storage there. It also gives you a tabletop to arrange some things on. Now, a couple other pieces I want to show you over here at the entry into the room. Of course, here's the door. To my left is an antique chair called an Orkney chair, and I love this sort of woven fiber back. It works really well with the sisal rug that we put down here from Lumber One. And then above it is a curio cabinet, actually an old medicine cabinet from the Paul Michael store, and it's filled with all kinds of natural objects. My nephew is into nature, and so with this room I wanted it to have a very natural sort of feel, and the objects in it resonate with that. Now, if you take a look over here, this is an interesting piece of furniture. It's an antique. It goes back to about 1820. It was made in Warren County, Tennessee, where my dad's family is from, and it's a blanket chest. And so there's a drawer at the bottom for blankets, and then this opens up so you could keep blankets in there. They often pack lavender bundles and things like that to keep those blankets and quilts smelling really good while they were stored through the summer months. Now, this composition is just made up of some grasses that we grew here on the farm. I love this whimsical birdhouse made of natural objects, a globe, a fish painting, and then a modern painting of leaves on water. So you see all of these colors resonate with the wall color, the bed linens, and so forth in the room. The idea is to make it feel very sort of warm and comfortable, but also tranquil and harmonic. And I'm really pleased with the way this room turned out. I'd love to hear your comments about it. And I hope you'll tell a friend about our room reveals. We're going through the house one by one. In fact, why don't you come out here? Well, wait, we can't do that. Hey, if you want to make sure you see all the reveals, just subscribe to ehowhome. All right, next time.